you're here with us this evening. We are celebrating live in the WEIU TV studio all evening long.
Yes.
I'm your host, Keanne Armstrong, and I'm joined with
Wanda K. Robinson, and I'm so excited to share Cumberland County with you all tonight.
We are excited. We've got 30 stories to share with you tonight, and we have 31 storytellers because one of our storytellers is from out of the state, but he's joining us tonight via video. So be sure to stay tuned for that story. We've got 30 storytellers, like I said, or 30 stories, like I said, but we are live in the WEIU TV studio all evening long. We are streaming on WEIU.net. We are streaming on the Facebook page, WEIU TV Public Broadcasting Station, and we're here all evening long. We're going to offer you WEIU DVDs, and we're going
yes,
to
we are.
Yes, we are,
It's
and we're
gonna
going
be
to
fun.
celebrate Cumberland County with the world tonight. So don't go anywhere. We've got stories coming your way. We want you to stay tuned, and we'll see you in just a few.
Yay!
Cumberland County, This Is Our Story, is brought to you in part by... For over 125 years, First Neighbor Bank is proud to be in your communities. We are pleased to help bring you Cumberland County, This Is Our Story, with locations in Casey, Charleston, Greenup, Mattoon, Neoga, Newman, Paris, and Toledo. Our focus is on our small town values. More information available at firstneighbor.com. Member FDIC. The Village of Greenup, known as the Village of the Porches. Hope you enjoy Cumberland County, This Is Our Story. We appreciate all of the champions and storytellers who are bringing you the show. The Village of Greenup is taking an active role in our community's growth. Additional information available at villageofgreenup.com. Bergbauer Chiropractic Family Wellness Clinic in Greenup, dedicated to providing you with professional care for both yourself and your family. We are excited to help bring Cumberland County, This Is Our Story to you. Please enjoy the show from your friends at Bergbauer Chiropractic Family Wellness Clinic. Irvin Equipment is a family-owned business based in Toledo. Irvin supports the efforts of everyone involved with Cumberland County, This Is Our Story on WEIU. Irvin stands for integrity, commitment, and innovation, as do the stories in this program. More information available at irvinusa.com. The Cumberland County Development Corporation is proud to help fund Cumberland County, This Is Our Story on WEIU. Cumberland County Development Corporation operates as Cumberland County's primary contact for economic development activities. Information is available at cumberlandcountydevelopmentcorporation.com.
If you'd say that Route 66 is the mother road, then the national road coming right through this part of Illinois would have to be the father road, because after all, it was the road that built the nation. After America won the American Revolution, the British refused to leave this part of the country. And so George Washington, upon becoming president, solved the need for a military road that could quickly take our armies from the east, where all the population lived, across the Appalachians, and then over toward the St. Louis area, which at that time was, the Mississippi River was the border of this part of the country. Lingered until Thomas Jefferson made the Louisiana Purchase. We doubled the size of the country, and that was in 1803. So Jefferson said, we have to have a road that takes us to the interior. So beginning in 1806, he signs legislation to build the national road. Construction of the road began in 1811 in Cumberland, Maryland. So there we have a name, Cumberland, Maryland. At various times, the national road was called the Cumberland Road, the Cumberland Pike, the Cumberland Trail, or the National Road, National Pike, National Trail. So it was known as all of these things. It was very, very elaborate back in the east part of the country. 66 feet wide, basically. They had paving. They really worked on it, built beautiful stone arch bridges that are almost 200 years old right now. Still, you can find those. But it took a long time to build. And as it slowly progressed into this part of the country, the funds were drying up. The road was lingering. You'd get across the Wabash River over around Terre Haute, and it was nothing but swamps. They had to lay logs side by side for miles, and people would bump along these logs. They called them corduroy roads. And it was terrible in the rainy seasons. And then in the summertime, it was nothing but dust and stumps because this part of the road was basically unpaved. If the truth be known, it was probably just a connection of Indian trails that were still in existence, and little more than a horse path in a lot of places. But the whole thing was designed to connect Washington, D.C. with St. Louis through the new capitals of Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois, which the capital was Vandalia at that time. As the National Road came through and Greenup then developed because of William C. Greenup, the community took sort of on a reputation of its own. It was a typical frontier country town, and laws were very, very limited. Justice was very, very limited. Typical frontier town, I would say at the time, but it was just known as an easy place to live. It was a traveler's rest stop, located maybe 30 miles or a day's trip from one further east in Marshall. And people came to live or to stay in a place called the Barber Inn, which is on the museum grounds. That was built back in 1836. Greenup is known as the village of the porches. The National Road's about 820 or 30 miles long, and it's one of the most pristine communities still in its somewhat original condition from what it used to look like years and years and years ago along the entire stretch of the National Road. It's also been called the jewel of the National Trail because people just like what they see whenever they pass through town.
It was a small community, I think 250 people at the very most, and everybody knew everybody else. And it was one of the stagecoach stops when Route 40 went through from coast to coast. But it was just a small town that everybody knew everybody. They had eventually had a nice big park where people had their picnics, reunions and whatever. And we had a lot of entertainers come in from Nashville and places to put on shows there. And they always had a good crowd from miles around would come to the Jewett Park to listen to these people. And one of the bigger stars from Jewett was Denver Darling. He made it big in recording. He went to New York where he became really famous in New York area. He was on TV and radio and recording. His hometown was Jewett, and when he finally decided to retire, he came back to Jewett, and while he was living there, he always had visitors from the film business. Tex Ritter and all the big stars would come to visit with him, you know, to just reminisce and visit because they were old friends. My family has always been musical as far as going at home, Mom and Dad's house, and on Sunday afternoons, you know, and get together and sing or play cards or whatever. It was always a ritual every Sunday that people in Jewett said, afternoon, you couldn't hardly get down the road because cars was parked on both sides blocking you because they were all at Glenn Gentry's house, you know. And then later on in the 40s, the Cumberland County Barn Dance came on, and my dad was more or less in charge of that, but there was about 40 people, like I said, that was in that barn dance. We traveled all over Indiana and the state of Illinois, And we traveled usually in a big farm truck with bales of hay to sit on in the back of it, you know. And with all of our instruments, and we'd sing all the way up there and sing all the way back, you know. It was a big party. Even when we weren't performing, we all enjoyed it. I think because I feel like it was a musical town with Denver Darling and all the other people who came from there. I think that's why everybody was happy there, you know, and the singing made it happy. While I was away from home, I was able to do some shows with some pretty big names, Merle Haggard and Buck Owens and Ray Price, and that was always a thrill too, to know that I got to know those people and talk to them like they were family. It's still the same to me. The old school bell's still there in the park, but it's still town, it's still hometown. It's like one big family.
The name of the store was a short furniture store. It had been started by Malin Votaw in 1860. His son, Lyman Votaw, inherited the store. Then his son-in-law, William L. Short, became the owner of the furniture store. And W.L. Short is the father of my husband, Bill Short. I guess must have been very hard, especially for people who had a furniture store, because food and clothing would come before furniture. One morning, W.L. received a telephone call from a lady. She said that she and her husband wanted to buy a new sofa and a chair. Would W.L. open up the store some night for them, because they both worked during the day and it would not be possible for them to come during the day. This was in the middle of the Great Depression of the 1930s. W.L. told this lady, "Yes, I'll meet you at the store, in front of the store at 7 o'clock. That afternoon, a terrible thunderstorm hit Neoga. The result was the electricity went off in the entire Neoga area. W.L. went to the store at 7. The couple was waiting. W.L. had brought his flashlight with him. He opened up the store. After they arrived there, he apologized for everything being dark. But he said, "These storms are just so unpredictable." This couple looked at the sofas and the chairs. They picked out a sofa and a chair. They paid W.L. with cash. They loaded the furniture on their pickup truck, and the couple took off for home. By the next morning, Neoga, the electricity had been restored in the Neoga area. W.L. took the money. He had neglected to tell the couple that the electricity had been turned off a few days before he met them because of non-payment of the electric bill. So that next day, he paid the electric bill. The lights were turned on in the store. The store was back in business again.
My brother, Michael Harold Flood, was born October 1st, 1948 in Effingham. Mike went to Cumberland High School, graduated with the class of 1966. He received his draft notice in January of 1968 and was enlisted into the Army on April 3rd, 1968 at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, where he took his basic training. After that, he was shipped down to Fort Sam Houston, Texas, where he received AIT and combat medical training. He was deployed to Vietnam September 7th of 1968. Mike was assigned to go to 1st Battalion, 506, 101st Airborne, Company B. For the entire 7 months, he was usually with the platoon that is called platoon number 3. And Mike did fight right along with the infantrymen until somebody was wounded, and that expertise was needed out there in the field. I was told that he saved many. A lot of people, they couldn't be medevaced out because their wound wasn't bad enough, so he patched them up enough to where they could stay out in the field. Mike was killed on April 4th, 1969, which was a Good Friday. And we were notified on April 9th he was missing in action. And then the following day we received a telegram stating that he had been killed in action. The Memorial Highway we established is at 1450 East on Route 121 between Toledo and Greenup. So that's also the road that is where our parents' farm is. And then the next sign is on the Greenup side, and it's at 1600 East on Route 121, just a little ways north from the I-70 overpass. So I just thought it was a good place for Mike to be remembered for the rest of time, that he had given all over in Vietnam. He was cared for, not just by family, but those friends. So I think that that's one thing that makes me so proud, that we were able to get that highway sign going both directions. So people will always remember Specialist 4 Michael H. Flood Memorial Highway, and they'll remember the person that lived and breathed in Cumberland County and that gave everything for us so we can continue our freedoms today.
Wow, what a great story that was.
my
Such an honor to tell that story.
Yes.
We are live in the WEIU TV studio this evening, and we have lots of people in the house with us tonight, and we are hoping that you're going to get those phones ringing right now. The number is at the bottom of your screen, and we want you to call in right now to get a copy of the DVD, or more than one, and one copy is $75. 2 or more are $60 each. The number is at the bottom of your screen. We have storytellers standing by to take your call right now.
Yes, they are. They're sitting right behind us, ready to talk to you. If you'll just pick up the phone and call a neighbor and tell them, hey, turn on WEIU and watch Cumberland County. This is our story. I know that Marlene's story I'm sure that you were like us. The first time she told us her story, we were sitting there with tears in our eyes because it was such a beautiful story. And I think when I think about the stories and the different storytellers, some of them tell stories that are so funny and you're laughing, and then the next one comes along and then you're crying. And we had so many emotions, and I know you're going to have so many emotions just listening and watching these beautiful storytellers tell their stories from the past. And another story was Millie Lee Stewart from Jewett, and oh my goodness, what a rich history of music in that little bitty town. It's just a musical place, right?
It was, yeah. And we know that you want to get a copy of this DVD so you can watch these stories at your leisure, in the relaxing comfort, you know, whatever chair it is at home, the couch, the sofa, maybe something that you purchased through Short Furniture throughout the years, who knows? But you know what, we're all celebrating tonight, and we want you to get a copy of the DVD. 2 or more is $60 each, 1 is $75. I cannot talk tonight. The
furniture
show opened up with the National Road, and you know, it drives right through Greenup. There's our first call. We've got a celebration tonight.
Yes.
So keep those phones ringing. We've got 5 open right now, but right now Larry Stoltz is one of our storytellers. Yes. So that's the way we do it tonight. Get the energy going. We don't like silence in here. We like to have a party. So get those phones ringing. We want to put a challenge out for 10. But I think we've got some shout-outs right now. We've got a few to give out right now.
Absolutely. Marlene from Mahomet, she gave $75. Brenda from Lerna gave $120.
Yeah.
Autism Acceptance in Cumberland County and Toledo gave $120. And then Sally from Charleston said, I want to thank you for telling these local stories. It's so nice to get to know our neighbors up and down the highways. And you are the only one who's doing this kind of storytelling. I really appreciate it. And Sally gave $25. We appreciate you, Sally.
Thank you, Sally. We know you're one of our champions, so thank you for giving tonight. So once again, we're offering DVDs throughout the evening. We have 30 stories, and we have one copy for $75. 2 or more are $60 each. And we're going to be here all evening long. We're having a party with all of our storytellers in Cumberland County tonight. And speaking of storytellers, I have Marlene Van Meter here with me this evening, and it was such an honor to tell your brother's story. And I want you to tell us what you thought about being able to share that story in Cumberland County. This is our story.
I am very honored to be able to represent my family at telling that story. I was honored to be asked. And I just know that Mike and our parents and all those who have gone before us are up in heaven looking down on us, smiling. And I also appreciate all the community's service to our family since that time.
Well, thank you. It was an honor to be able to tell
Thank
that
you.
story.
It's an honor to be here to help tonight.
Thank you. And we would like to thank all of those in Cumberland County who have served in the military for our freedom, and we just give you our heartfelt thanks tonight. Wanda Kay, over to you.
Yes, we do. We are so proud of our military and all that they've done to make life better for us here in the United States of America. And you know, I was thinking about our little sweet Helen Short, 105-year-old storyteller. And my goodness,
Yes.
what a storyteller
And
she
she is here tonight.
Woo! Helen's in
Wave
the
to us,
house.
Helen. There you are, and that's Peggy, her daughter. So glad to have them here this evening.
Oh my goodness.
And we had a red carpet premiere last week, and she
We
celebrated all evening long with us last week,
she did.
too.
She stayed to the very end. She never did stop. And she's here tonight, and we're so happy she's here. And I'm telling you, to be 105 years old, Helen is so sharp. And what a story that she told. And I know you were probably like we were, sitting there thinking, oh, that electricity went out because of that storm. And then she nails that story to let you know, hey, it wasn't about the storm. They couldn't pay the bill. And
That's
I
so
mean,
funny.
what a great storyteller she is.
That's hilarious. Hey, we've got We've got 3 phones taken right now. We want to have a
Yes.
phone blitz. We always say
Oh,
we want to
my
have a
goodness.
phone blitz.
Yes.
And you know what that is?
Yes, I do.
Tell them what that is.
Every phone is being lit up and used. So please pick up the phone right now and call us. The number's on your screen. Call because these
There you go.
storytellers want to talk to you. Yay!
There you go. So we've got Carol Jo Frisk, we've got Brenda Jones, Kathy Clayball, Larry Stoltz, Bob Blade, and Marlene Van Meter back here behind us. Those are all storytellers that you will hear their stories throughout the evening. We've heard a couple already, but like I said, we've got 30 wonderful stories to share with you tonight. We want you to call and talk to one of them and tell them thank you for telling those stories. Get a copy of the DVD. You might want to get some for the holidays to share with some family members or friends. What a great gift that would be to give.
Christmas and Thanksgiving is just right around the corner, so and you got all of your friends and family. You know, one of the storytellers, Vivian, called me yesterday, and she said, we're going to be traveling, but she said, I need to get some DVDs for my family. She said, we're going to Alabama. I need to take some to them, and she was so excited, and I think she's just trying to get them for everybody that she knows. And
Well, you might as well.
exactly.
We'll make as many as
What
you
a
want.
great gift.
So here's the thing. If you're watching online and you're having trouble, we're having a little bit of trouble with our WEIU.net stream, but if you are wanting to watch online, go to the Facebook page, WEIU TV, Public Broadcasting Station, and you can watch it there. We're streaming okay on Facebook. We're having a little bit of a technical hiccup on our website right now, so if you can't get it on the website, make sure you go to Facebook. You can get us there.
I'm telling you, these stories that the Cumberland County storytellers have told are just phenomenal, full of rich history of that beautiful Cumberland County. And I know that you want to get your DVDs of this. I know that you want to be able to watch these. Really, I'm sure tonight, I know there are people that are saying, okay, girls, stop. We want to see more. We want to see more.
We're going to get there, but you know
We're
what?
gonna
We
get
want to give you
there.
the opportunity to talk to one of the storytellers right now and call the number at the bottom of your screen and get those DVDs. They're awesome DVDs. Kathy's saying, call me right now.
That's
Marlene
right.
has her phone open. Bob has his phone open right now. And
Yes.
you know what? You can give online too if you want to at WEIU.net. And we'll give you a shout out as soon as we can if that comes through tonight. But we want to give thank yous on air. So the more energy that you give us by calling in, the more shout outs that we can give on air.
Yes, and you know, all of the beautiful stuff here on the set tonight, I mean, that came from so many wonderful people, awesome blossoms. They gave so much stuff just for us to be able to decorate our set tonight.
Absolutely, and the Historical Museum down in Greenup, the two Afghans over there
Yes.
on the set, Linda Matherly gave those to us, and what a wonderful museum that was. That's where we checked folks in for the stories, and then we went across the street to the Military Museum. There's Linda right there, and I'll tell you what, she's full of knowledge.
Yes, she is. She's got so many stories to tell.
Yes.
It's just amazing, all the history that she knows.
And you know what else is amazing? Jeannie Cruz and John Barger over there, and I saw them. I think we sparked an interest in sharing history because now they're doing YouTube videos as well with some more people in Cumberland County. So you want to be on the lookout for those on Facebook too.
Absolutely.
So some more thank yous. We want to thank Grandma's Place in Charleston, Sue Grissom, who used to own Grandma's Place in Greenup. It is now here in Charleston on the north side of the square. And Shanna Hayworth is the owner, Kennedy Flat, and we'd also like to say thank you to Cheryl Jackson. They let us borrow some things tonight.
That's so great.
Let's see, what else do we Kathy Clayball came in this afternoon, helped us with this set. So we've got lots of people to thank tonight, and we'd like to continue thanking you. So keep those phones ringing, and we will give you a shout out on air.
And we got all this food over here from Carl's Pizza and
Backyard Barbecue.
Backyard Barbecue.
And the City of Neoga provided some food for us tonight, as well as Kathy Clayball and Monet. She's been one champion, let me tell you, back there. She does a lot of work in Cumberland County. So lots of thank yous tonight. The phones, we have 2 people on the phones right now. We've got 4 open, so give us a call. The number's at the bottom of your screen. We want a phone blitz tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so please don't
absolutely.
hesitate. Pick up the phone and call us right now. These storytellers want to talk to you, and maybe you've got questions for them about their stories. And I know they'd love to share with you.
So we've got some more stories coming up in the next segment. We have Mary Hill Dobbs talking about Judge William James Hill. Carol Jo Fritz is going to be on talking about First Neighbor Bank. Rex Lindley was hoping to be here tonight, but his story is so cute. It's about the tent shows.
His face just lights up when he talks about it. It's like he goes back in memory to that child as he was watching those tent shows.
We also have Evelyn Sue Eisnagel coming up next with Home Community Education, and Larry Stoltz, who is right back here, and he's talking there. Which way? There you are. And he's going to be talking about the Toledo welcome sign, and that is funny.
It really is.
Yeah. Well, are you a happy soul or sorehead? You're a happy soul. We're all happy souls tonight.
We're all happy souls tonight.
Yeah. So keep those phones ringing. We'll be here throughout the break. We're going to be celebrating all night long. Once again, we're streaming on WEIU.net shortly. We're on Facebook Live as well. So don't go anywhere. We got more stories coming your way.
Yay!